Hello, I'm Yflyer, and I'd like to talk to you about something. One of my favorite animated films of not of all time, but it's up there. The Super Mario Brothers movie. I was not excited about this movie when it was first announced. With a surprising, and that's to say the least, surprising cast of voice actors and being headed by Illumination, it wasn't looking good for me. I thought it was going to end up like every other Illumination movie. Bland, predictable, unappealing visual style, unfunny jokes, joiks? Oh, zoinks! And annoying voice acting. I had no faith in the Mario movie at all. Surprisingly, and again, I do stress surprisingly, this was a really, really great watch. Now, I will say, this is an animated children's film, okay? And I really want to make it clear, this is meant for little kids. I hate assigning that label to animated films, but this one, you can't deny. This is for young children. It's got stuff for everyone, but it's not at the same caliber as like the Spider-Verse series, any kind of Pixar joint. It's just, Illumination just can't seem to it's like a little bar. They're just missing it. They're missing it for me. And even more surprisingly, I'm saying that word a lot, this was directed by the creators of Teen Titans Go. Now, even when I was a kid, I was young when Teen Titans Go came out. Even I was annoyed, okay? I didn't even want to watch that.
I won't stop. Not now, not ever. I am the thing that keeps you up at night. The evil that haunts every dark corner of your mind.
The burrito is awesome and is so good to eat. The burrito is filled with good things to eat. Da 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 da.
And neither will you.
My friends say you're not real.
I'm very real.
These two directing this movie and it having semi-decent humor, I'm very, very impressed. Everything doesn't land, obviously, but for the most part, this movie is very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. Let's get into it. Let's go! I can't believe I did that. I said in my brain, I was like, don't do it. Don't do the Mario voice. Listen, if you know a man in your life, ask them to do their Mario impression. They will do it. If they're a real man, they'll do the Mario impression. After seeing a minion drive a Mario Kart, which is that, it's so surreal. It's so weird. We see our kind of first official Nintendo movie logo. What do I mean by that? You know how Marvel has like their MCU logo and then for other projects they have separate logos, whatever. I feel like they really started this trend. They've all started making their own logos. PlayStation had one for the Uncharted movie, which I thought was interesting because that movie was terrible. And now we have a Nintendo logo for Nintendo movies, and hopefully we see more of these. I would love to see a Zelda version of this logo. Please make it happen. I don't know what kind of dark ritual I need to do to make that happen. Please give me an animated Zelda movie. Don't do it in the anime style. Make it really, just make it beautiful. Please, Ainuma, please. The opening of this movie, introducing Bowser, is really, really spectacular. And now, Jack Black is Bowser. I love it, and I also don't love it. I don't hate it. I just don't. It's sometimes it's hitting when he's like yelling, and he's really stressing his vocal cords, and then other times it just sounds like Jack Black, especially when he's singing. I want to like him as Bowser, but it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I really wish I could like it more. But I don't have many criticisms aside from criticizing the kind of choices for voice acting with major actors, which I know is going to sell the movie. I understand that Illumination is playing 4D chess in the movie industry, and this movie made $1 billion, okay? So all my nitpicks are almost irrelevant. It's just me being like, well, actually, I don't really know what is going to make $1 billion, but I know what would make this, in my opinion, timeless. And we're going to talk about that quite a lot with some of the choices in this film. But We're going to move forward by saying, I love the way this film looks. The scales on Bowser, the fur on the penguins, the ice contrasting with the lava, and the environment interacting with itself at all times. There's always something to look at in the background, even if you're not focusing on the main focal point. Oh man, this movie looks spectacular. I haven't seen many people say this film looks ugly. It looks so good. Even the poster is super colorful. Like it's really impressive. Bowser grabs the superstar from the penguins and he captures them all in a very funny scene. I really enjoy this opening. And directly after that, we are introduced to Mario and Luigi, and they are making an advertisement for their plumbing company. Yes, this movie follows the original plot from the original old terrible movie where they are actually plumbers in Brooklyn. Now, I love that they use the song from the live action / animated Mario Brothers TV show. Many people probably know this song. Some may be familiar with it. It's a great way to bridge the gap between young and older audiences with nostalgia in so many ways. I love this ad. It's such a small moment, but when I first watched this movie, I'm going off. When I first watched this movie and I saw that and I saw them with the capes on the stool, I was in. They had me on a fish hook. Now, Chris Pratt as Mario, when they announced that he was gonna play Mario, I was so worried. Okay, obviously I don't want Charles Martinet to voice him because I don't think that would work for like a new generation of Mario fans. But Chris Pratt, my mind was blown that was their choice. But when you watch the movie,
It's me, Mario, and Luigi.
this might just be me. I think he's actually pretty good as Mario. It obviously sounds like Chris Pratt. It sounds like he's trying. And I think that's admirable. He does sound like he's enjoying this role. And I like that a lot. It's really cool. Honestly, I enjoyed more scenes with Mario than I did with Bowser. And Bowser is mostly the comic relief a lot in this movie. And Charlie Day contrasting Chris Pratt's Mario as Luigi. Maybe I'm just a fan of Always Sunny. I love him. It's a great choice. Great choice. I'm not trying to be mean. Charlie Day kind of looks like Chris Pratt too. So I think it's funny. But obviously, in this movie, especially for a kids movie, I would have really enjoyed a lot more, even more animated performances than they already are. They're not bad, but just to level 11. You know what I mean? Imagine this: Keith David as Bowser. That would be phenomenal. Or, and I hope I pronounced this man's name right, Kevin Afghani, who is already the Mario in Super Mario Wonder, Mario Party Jamboree, and Mario and Luigi, the new Brothership game. Why not get him to play Mario in this new movie to showcase a new Mario voice actor that you're going to use in the games? Maybe they want some kind of separation. And obviously, again, I know these names are going to sell this movie worldwide. Just, can you imagine? Oh man. That Kevin sounds so good in Mario Wonder. I don't know if y'all have played that game. Go play it if you have a Switch. His Mario is fantastic. After we see the commercial, we get to see Mario and Luigi together in person, and I really enjoy that they are good brothers and they are very sweet to each other. Very fun to see. I love it. We also get our Charles Martinet cameo at the very beginning of the movie, and I put that in quotation marks because he is a different character in this movie as well, and he plays a almost Jumpman character, and he's playing a Jumpman arcade machine, parroting the classic Donkey Kong arcade machine, and we actually see a kind of white Yeti on the game console rather than DK. I think that's pretty cool. I like it. It's cute. It's very cute. Along with that reference, we are in a Punch-Out sandwich shop, cafe, what have you. The Nintendo references, aside from Mario, obviously, in this film, are really, really good. They're cute, they're simple, and it's not like Mario is just outright saying stuff like he's like, oh man, this spaghetti is very good. Metroid! It's just, It's very subtle. It's integrated into the world. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And since Mario and Luigi put out an advertisement on TV, they get their first call for a job. And Spike is in the same punch out area with them, and he bullies them because Mario and Luigi used to work for Spike. And I love this character. He's got the pit vipers on. He's a jack. And I love a bully character that's like, you two, you'll never make it. You'll never make it, kid. You're too scrawny. Like, I love it. That's great. Now, when Mario and Luigi go to their first call, their van doesn't work, so they've got to run there. And we are introduced to an aspect of this film that I do not care for. I'm not going to say excessive, but a lot of licensed music for scenes that would have been so much better if they had just put an original score. Okay, let me talk about why. They play No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys because Mario and Luigi are in Brooklyn and they're trying to play a high energy song as they do a side-scrolling platforming sequence. Very nice. Why not do some kind of Mario music? Make a reference to some kind of Mario music outside of the original games. Wouldn't it have been cool just to hear something else other than the Beastie Boys? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I love that they do the side-scrolling sequence now instead of when they get to the Mushroom Kingdom. I think they do a much better sequence for that instead. However, if they wanted to make this movie truly timeless, take the licensed music out and put that original score in. I'm just going to be a big advocate from this from now on. If you're going to use licensed music, use it well. This could have been better if it had original music. I get that this helped make the movie $1 billion. But if I had it my way, I know. A lot of the character designs in this movie are really cute, especially when we get to this mansion and we see the dog and this kind of rich couple, and it looks so good. It looks so good. The designs in this movie of the kind of characters that aren't Mario and Luigi or major Nintendo characters look very similar to the Wreck-It Ralph style with like the little people in the Fix-It Felix game. They just have more volume and they look a little more detailed. I really, it just feels very Nintendo. Very, very Nintendo. Now this scene with the dog and them trying to fix the plumbing is very, very fun. This could literally be considered toilet humor because they're trying to fix the plumbing and there's water going everywhere, but it doesn't look gross. It looks very visually appealing and there's no pee-pee or poo-poo jokes. Man, I'm sorry. If in a children's media, some character lets out some kind of noxious gas or whatever of the yellow or green color variety or brown, and another character goes PU, you've lost me instantly. I hate like stinky poo-poo humor. Illumination, especially early on, they love some of that stuff, and that's why I'm like, I can't. Why are we still doing this? Like, even as a kid when those movies are coming out, I'm like, no. Fart gun? We being for real? Now Mario and Luigi cause a mess, obviously, at their first job, and they're very demotivated afterwards. And then we are introduced to Mario and Luigi's family, which was a very welcome surprise to see in this movie. I was really expecting them to go to like some shoebox apartment. They've made it their clubhouse, whatever. No, they go to a big old implied Italian family. Yeah. Now, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day are really outshined in this scene with the other voice actors playing their family at the table.
They give an Oscar for worst actors? What'd I do?
We got Jessica Diccio, who played Flame Princess, and she also voiced Delilah in Guilty Gear Strive, which I looked up on her IMDb. Wild. And then we got Jonathan DiMaggio, and then we got Reno Romano, right? Yeah, Reno Romano. Now, you know Reno Romano as the narrator for the PBS Curious George TV show. Wild. Also, Charles Martinet is playing Mario's dad, which is, Beautiful. Now, Mario and Luigi's family clearly don't believe in them. I like this conflict a lot. And Mario's dad especially is hard on Mario because he thinks that he's pulling Luigi down with him. And this scene is great. It's a lot more quiet. It's morose. They're not yelling at each other about their beliefs. It's great. And Mario quietly gets up and leaves the table. Great. I love scenes like this. While I also talked about how this movie is very visually appealing, we also got to talk about the lighting and the color. Breathtaking. And they just make these environments feel so, you feel like you can go there and like touch like everything. It's so good. And then suddenly a massive flood of water breaks out in the Brooklyn sewage, and Mario sees this as Mario and Luigi's chance to save Brooklyn.
Somebody help! Somebody save Brooklyn! Save Brooklyn?
And I just talked about the color and lighting. Let's talk about the water in Illumination movies real quick. The water generally looks like really good consistently. They're good at water, and especially a lot of their backgrounds too. Really, really good at that stuff. This water looks real good. I want to drink that. I mean, obviously not sewage, but like, come on, it looks so good. And of course, as the brothers try to save Brooklyn, everything goes oh so wrong for them, and they are forcefully thrust into a new adventure. And how does the movie do this? By introducing them to a green pipe. Pipes, super mushrooms, mystery blocks, Goombas, even the simple brick blocks, the flagpole, these are all extremely iconic little things about Mario. They're almost as recognizable as him. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love that we just see a very nice, simple green pipe, and Luigi gets sucked into it. And we see how the suction of the pipe works very early on when Mario kind of lets go of his wrench and it goes down there. And then he gets sucked in and transported through this crazy, I love this crazy, almost teleportation, like multiverse pipe route that they go through. It looks so good. It looks so good. And then we also get another plot motivation. Luigi gets sucked down a different pipe kind of trail, and now we gotta save Luigi. Beautiful. There's dogs going crazy. After flying through the portal, Mario plops down in the Mushroom Kingdom. I don't know. Seconds after we are introduced to the Mushroom Kingdom, we are introduced to Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die!
Now, I really like him as Toad, yes. Toad hasn't really had a character, I feel like, before this, maybe aside from some Mario RPGs. This is a great personification of him. I really like him in this role. Maybe I just like Key and Peele a lot. I don't know. He's pretty funny for me. I love all the different little Mario creatures they showcase during this sequence when Mario just is walking through this giant new land. It is so cool, especially when we get to Peach's Castle, which looks exactly like the one from Mario 64. And the score really pops off when we get to the Mushroom Kingdom. It is so good, especially when we cut to what Luigi is doing in the spooky dark lands. We see a dry bones. They're treated as like a horror movie creature. I love it. We see Luigi run through this lava spooky forest area. We see a classic Koopa castle. He goes inside. Now this scene was awesome because at the end of the scene, we are introduced to Shy Guys, one of my favorite Mario creatures. I love Shy Guys. I love playing as a Shy Guy. Love Shy Guys. They are so fun. And I love the little and the little voice, the little sound they make. I love it. When we walk through the Mushroom Kingdom and kind of the main commerce area, it is so awesome. There are toads everywhere. The little antique store is really cool. I love all the references to different Mario items and blocks, and the pipes, man, the pipes. I know it's a small thing, but I love pipes in Mario, and I really started to love pipes in Mario when we got the clear pipes in Mario 3D World, which they have here, and it's so much fun. The score is really fun. We get that 1-1 kind of remix as done as a symphonic score that I really wanted. A lot of the soundtrack in this film actually goes with the action that's happening in the movie, and I love that. I love it when movies do that. We also do get a lot of LOL, random lol, LMAO comedy moments, very similar to Teen Titans Go in this movie. However, it's not too bad. They're pretty funny at times. Obviously, it's a children's movie, so don't expect it to knock your socks off, but it's serviceable. It's good. It's good. For a kids movie, it's really funny if you open your heart to it. I'll just say that. After Mario runs through the castle as the Toads try to arrest him, we are introduced to Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach.
We are going to stop Bowser.
She's good. There's nothing wrong with Anya Taylor-Joy playing Peach, but Peach herself in this movie looks a little odd. I'm not trying to be one of those people that wants her to be like how she is in the games, but she looks really good in the games, and something about the big head. I don't know what it is with the big head for me, but just with her like very slender arms and like it just doesn't feel right. When I look at it for long enough, it kind of like, I'm like, okay, but I don't know. When I first watched this, I was like, Peach looks so weird. And her eyes too, because she does have big expressive eyes. But they're super expressive. Like, I love all the animation in this film. It's just Peach for some reason isn't fitting this style for me. I don't know why. For plot convenience, Princess Peach recruits Mario to stop Bowser, and they go off on their little journey together with Toad, and we see a great montage of a bunch of different Mario areas. Two specifically that were my favorite, and I'm sure you all probably know what I'm about to say. The Mario Odyssey Desert area, that was amazing. I love that area in the game. And Yoshi's Island. Come on. That's so cool. You know what's funny? I just realized I skipped over a really big part of this movie. Before they go to leave for their mission, and no, I'm not going to change this in the script. We're going to keep it as it is. Mario has a little training sequence so Princess Peach can train him to fight Bowser. And we get another licensed song, Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Taylor, except it's not the Footloose version. It's like a cover. I tried looking for like who did the cover or if Bonnie did it herself. I genuinely don't know. Again, this could have been some Mario music, something. Maybe it could have been original. Wouldn't that be crazy? Original music for this Mario movie? I know. This training sequence is cute. I like it. I like the use of a lot of different Mario blocks, especially the yellow ones that fall down after a certain time. That's awesome. I like that Princess Peach is shown to be very strong. That's very fun to see. She's really, really fun to watch. And I really like the mushroom moment. I haven't talked about this much because I've been kind of avoiding it. This is one aspect of the movie where I was like, I'm trying not to groan, but it's like, why did they do this? So Mario doesn't like mushrooms.
Now this has to be a mushroom, because I just hate mushrooms. And
he is just constantly groaning about eating mushrooms throughout this movie. I never laughed once at it. It's just like, why? I understand why. It's goofy, but I don't know. It's just silly. Oh my god, I even skipped an even bigger scene. So we cut back to actually see what Bowser's been up to the whole time, and he's partying with all of his Koopalings. It's very awesome. I love the sweeping shot going through their big party. I love all the different Mario characters. I heard a little chain chomp in there. Saw some Goombas. We don't see Goombas a whole lot anymore. They even in the Mario games, they don't really use Goombas. I miss you, Goomba. R.I.P. He's not gone yet, but one day. You never know. But yeah, this scene's really cool. I really like Kamek in this movie. I haven't even mentioned how I like Kamek. I really, really like Kamek. He's wonderful as Kamek. It's so good. It's so good. Bowser's plot with the superstar in this movie. It's cute. He wants to marry Princess Peach. I think this is very fun. It's very similar to the Mario Odyssey plot. I like it. It's good. It's very good. At the end of the film, and we're gonna skip ahead for now, he wears the white top hat but not the suit. And I was very disappointed he didn't wear the suit. I was really hoping he was gonna wear that suit, but he didn't. And I guess we won't see that for a while. This is another classic moment of where Y-Flyer is horribly, laughably wrong. He does wear the suit and he looks really good in it. I'm an idiot. I'm very sorry. Let's get back to it. So where are Mario and Princess Peach and Toad journeying? They are journeying across these lands to recruit the Kong army. When they said that, I got so excited. Listen, I love Donkey Kong, all right? I was really excited to see Donkey Kong in this movie, even though he was being voiced by Seth Rogen, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm sorry. I can't do him. Man. Let me talk about the Donkey Kong sequence real quick. But before that, I'm all out of order with the script because I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I'm trying to make these videos shorter. Before we go to meet Donkey Kong, we get a touching scene with Mario and Peach, and then we get the song Peaches. Now, when I first saw this movie, this song was really great. After the movie, I heard it everywhere. And that is the problem with popular music, is that it'll overstay its welcome. And unfortunately, the song is just, I just see too many TikToks from it. I see too many, I'm just like, I'm over it now. And it just doesn't really sound like Bowser singing it. It just sounds like Jack Black. I know that's his thing. I really wish we had just a full-on, just really, really corny Bowser. Now, I mentioned that scene where Mario and Peach are kind of bonding. There's something really interesting that's mentioned in that scene. It's very odd. Peach tells her backstory about how she came to the Mushroom Kingdom and she kind of just appeared there, similar to Mario. And Mario says, hey, maybe you're from my universe. And Peach says this. What does she say? I'm trying to find it. Yeah. She says, there's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies. And then they look up to the stars. Don't tease me, Nintendo. Where's Mario Galaxy 3, huh? The people want it. The children hunger for Mario Galaxy 3. Give us the game. After this, that touching scene in Peaches. That sounds so weird. Okay, after the scene between Mario and Peaches, we get what Luigi is up to. He's getting dragged by the Shy Guys to Bowser. And Bowser imprisons him in this like crazy hanging chain cages prison. It's wild. Now, I'm sure all of you remember the depressed Luna that sounds cutesy saying depressing stuff. I don't like characters like this. It's never funny, but hey man, that's your thing, that's your thing. It's just not funny to me. It's so annoying. Now we've made it to the Donkey Kong sequence. Okay. So this part, man, the movie, it gets so exciting for this part. I don't know if it's just because I like Donkey Kong, but let's start from here. So we get introduced to a big old ape.
Follow me.
And we get Princess Peach saying, take me to Cranky Kong, whatever she says. And then we get a Mario Kart sequence. But instead of they could have played the coolest version of the opening track from Donkey Kong Country, a rendition of that. Oh man, that would have been awesome. But no, instead we get Take On Me by Aha.
Hop in.
Why? You could have had the coolest Donkey Kong music ever. I know you have the money, but put it towards that. What? Now, you want to talk about the worst casting choice of this entire movie? Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong is so laughably terrible.
So, I heard you want my army.
It sounds like he's in a bathrobe, not caring at all recording these lines. It is just comically horrible. They could have gotten the most fun voice actor, old dude. No, because Fred Armisen, he's a comedy actor, but he's an awkward comedy actor. This role doesn't really fit him like at all. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes it sounds okay.
I'm DK. I'm Donkey Kong.
And then other times it's just Seth Rogen, especially when he does the damn laugh. Oh my God, that laugh. I cannot believe they did it in this movie. It's ridiculous. And I don't know if they're trying to make Donkey Kong sound younger. He just sounds so immature compared to what I would feel like Donkey Kong would sound like. I don't know. I have an image of Donkey Kong in my head, and I don't think a lot of people share that image. My image of Donkey Kong is how he sounds in I think it's the N64 game, you know, that voice line, okay, that one. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's so weird. Seth Rogen, really? However, an amazing part, well, two amazing parts about this scene. It's like a Smash Brothers fight. Mario against Donkey Kong, and Mario gets the cat power-up. I love the cat power-up. Maybe I just really like 3D World, but I really, really like the cat power-up. And I'm glad that they brought it in this movie because it's a really, really fun scene. Also, when Mario beats Donkey Kong, I love that they play this cute little like piano version of the original Donkey Kong theme. I love that music, and I'm glad, even though, I mean, can you consider it music? I don't know. But yes, but it's so simple and I love it. Great touch. Now, of course, this movie has to be the biggest advertisement for Nintendo products, so they devise a plan to attack Bowser using Mario Karts. Okay. This scene was really awesome. Like starting out, they play the Mario Kart theme in this awesome, cool symphonic score way. Then they play Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Why tease me with the Mario Kart like menu startup theme and then not play a version of Rainbow Road, of one of the many different versions of Rainbow Road? Why? The rest of this movie is, there's a lot to talk about, I feel like, but after this Mario Kart sequence and they all have the big battle on the Rainbow Road, I love the blue shell moment. Let me talk about that. That moment was really cool when the Koopalings kind of have these Mad Max vehicles, and then when one of them crashes out, he goes blue shell. Like, stupid, but I loved it. And then Mario and Donkey Kong fall into the water, and Mario tries to save Donkey Kong, and we see a bunch of cool stuff. We see bloopers. We see the eel from Mario 64. I loved that. There's a couple comedic moments. We kind of check in on what Luigi and all the prisoners are doing once all the Kongs get captured. Peach goes to confront Bowser herself, and she decides that taking his hand in marriage will allow her to kind of stop him. And then Mario and Donkey Kong overcome their differences, and they escape the eel, of course, because since they're conflicting, Mario brings up that his dad doesn't like him, and Donkey Kong is like, yeah, well, your dad's right. That was good. So they go fly off to save everybody. Now, I thought that this whole sequence would be the final battle, but then I realized, I was like, dang, this movie would be kind of quick if it was. This final battle, or second, I guess, final battle, is pretty cool. So as Bowser is about to lower everyone in the cages into lava as a wedding ceremony, Mario and Donkey Kong fight their way up the Mushroom Kingdom, similar to the scene from before when Mario explores the Mushroom Kingdom, and we see Donkey Kong get a fire power-up, which is really, really cool. And this scene of them fighting their way up to Peach is really, really fun. I was having such a good time when this part happened. This was so, it's peak. It's peak, man. It's peak. Mario also gets the Tanuki suit, if I remember correct, which is, I love the Tanuki suit. It's a classic. Very, so good, so good. I remember Bowser gets frozen at some point, but then he sends out the Mega Bullet Bill.
Launch the Bomber Bill!
They have a name. I can't believe I'm forgetting it.
Bomber Bill!
but it's like a giant nuke that Bowser sends out to destroy Peach's castle. And Mario has a little chase with it to stop it, and he sends it through a pipe, which was so cool. That moment for me, I don't know, man. Something about that moment was like, that was really, really fun. Really, really cool. However, that bullet bill going through that pipe causes a giant rift in whatever portal kind of technology this is, and then they all get sucked into Brooklyn. This ending, man, is so fun, awesome, so many words. I love it. I love how they took where they took this. This is so cool. Like, oh, it's so fun. So fun. A kid is gonna love this, man. I mean, this is great.
You almost ended my...
This ending is very, very typical for a children's movie. Hero's at his lowest point, but then he has some inspiration, and then he says, "Let's go." That when he says "Let's go" and like the like serious hero tone, I love it and I hate it, but it was pretty. It was fun, and then we get Mario and Luigi getting the superstar and fighting Bowser to this awesome superstar music. I love the superstar music. And this part was so cool. This great job. Just great job beating the villain this way. I also find it funny how they put him in a jar. That's like, I mean, maybe I've just been on the internet too long. I don't know. And at the end of this movie, with our heroes saving the day once again, we get another licensed song. Not Mario music, no. Mr. Blue Sky. And Mario and Luigi are now living in the Mushroom Kingdom to avoid paying New York's ludicrous rent. We have reached the end of the Mario movie. I'm glad that I got to talk about this movie. We've been talking about some drab and sad films, and it's been a while since I made a video. I thought that this would be a great way to get back to form and talk about a nice, fun, wholesome, simple movie. I love the Mario movie. I love revisiting it. It's one of my favorites. It's a beautiful looking movie. Excuse me. And if you open your heart to it, it's really, really fun. I am just impressed at how Illumination held no punches in most cases, and they really went all out. And I cannot deny that the influence of Shigeru Miyamoto had just an infinite amount of help with creating the proper vibe that this Mario movie needed, especially for Illumination. I am really happy that this movie exists. I'm sort of happy it made $1 billion. I have my own reasons for that. I'm hoping that the success of this movie will show that, hey, you can make good adaptations, animated adaptations of video games. They don't need to be live action. I know, crazy. And this is a perfect showcase of doing that for any kind of audience. I know I kept stressing that this is a children's movie, but I genuinely believe if you got a wholesome heart, anyone can enjoy this film. It's just a good, nice watch. It's cozy. It's just, I love it. I love it. It's great. It's so great. I think overall, any kind of criticisms I have of me wagging my finger at the movie and saying you could have done this better is really just me being jaded. Again, I don't know what helps these movies make the kind of money that they do. I don't have the analytics. I'm not one of those people, but I'm just here to say that I would love to see things be timeless and just wholly original, and we can do that without licensed music, and maybe we can get some really, really animated voices in those roles and just help this movie soar, man. But I understand we got to sell popcorn and candy and soda, and Chris Pratt is going to get people in the seats. So is Jack Black as well. So I get it. It's fine. I'm happy this movie is made. Very, very happy. So anyways, thank you as always for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.
Kind of makes you want to play saxophone, huh?